everyone. This is Colleen with Nerd Alert News, and we have a really special guest today. We are here with actor Luyanda Lewis-Nyawo, who plays the now sheriff, Rita Santiago, on Wednesday. You know them from that role, and you know them from their role as in Top Boy, from also from Netflix, and Prime Video's How to Date Bill Walsh, and my favorite, the Doctor Who universe. And we're going to chat with them about their experiences on Wednesday. So here we go. Thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a massive pleasure. I'm really excited to chat with you guys. I just love nerds, so this is going to be great.
Yeah, I had a feeling we're going to
Yeah,
chat about that later.
yeah,
But let's start chatting about Wednesday.
yeah.
You are absolutely fabulous as the now sheriff,
Thank you.
Rita Santiago, and
Yeah,
congrats on the promotion, by the way. I think you
thank
should get a pay raise.
yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. I think Rita is absolutely grateful for it for all the nonsense she has to put up with in Jericho.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Seriously, just
uh,
put up a lot.
yeah. It's really
Um, okay, so let's start out by chatting about season two. What was it like to return to the set? What was the atmosphere like? What was it
yeah.
coming back to the set?
Yeah, the atmosphere was incredible. I mean, we just moved cities, so it was like new and fresh. It was kind of like a whole like new reset all over again because we'd moved cities to a new place, to a new location, and it was beautiful to come back for the that initial first cast photo. It was like a real pinch me moment. There's just so many people that I had have such great respect for, like Steve Buscemi and Billy Piper and Tandy Van Newton and Heather Matarazzo. There's just so many incredible people that I'm just really excited to meet and get to work with. So I feel really, really blessed that I had this opportunity. And it was just great to see the gang again. I think it's such a gift to have such a lovely set where everybody's just trying to do the best work possible and get the job done and get everything over the line. So I felt like really, really lucky to be in that space.
Is it a pretty tight-knit group? Is everyone pretty close, especially coming back to
Yeah,
season two?
yeah, absolutely. I think so. Like, I mean, like I know I know I don't look it, but I'm 37, so like I'm not exactly hanging out with 22-year-olds on a Saturday night. But like they are really tight knit, and like obviously I go to a couple of dinners here and there with Joy or something. So like I think that it's a really tight knit community, and I think we all really work together and try and support each other. But also, like, I'm not going around the pub at like 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm far too old for that. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I feel you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't look 37. Come on.
I'm 37. I'm 38 in November.
Oh, almost happy birthday, but no, you don't. So not at all. So did you have any issues filming, like the weather? I mean, the weather can be rainy and interesting there.
No, I mean, I think we were really lucky actually, because we started in April, which is sort of spring going into summer, and we had a lot of good weather. Actually, the Irish were kind of like constantly like warning us that it was going to get really rainy, but actually had a pretty fairly decent, good summer for even for Ireland. But that doesn't mean it wasn't cloudy and overcast and rainy. It just means that there was some sun. And then I mean, winter is winter in these sort of necks of the woods. It was wet, rainy, cold, which I love because I've been living in England for like 10 years and I'm okay with that now. But like no like environmental issues hindering us from shooting. Like I think it was just such a like crack team, and also like a lot of the crew were based in Ireland and from Ireland, so they're used to working in those conditions anyway. So like things just kept moving on like a well-oiled machine.
Oh, sounds good.
Yeah.
That's not always that way. I've heard stories. Um, let's talk about playing the sheriff. You play such a badass sheriff, and of course you started out as the deputy, but now I
Yeah.
feel like you're even more amazing, more badass. I mean, and funny. I mean, I was laughing. I was
So,
really enjoying it so far. We've got so much more to come.
yeah.
Um, but what was it like when you booked the role? Did you know what you were getting yourself into?
So when I booked the role, I had been auditioning for a whole bunch of stuff because the pandemic was just starting to ease up. So I had like tapes for two sheriffs, three generals, like all sorts of characters. And so I didn't even notice that I had kind of booked this. And like I think on the brief, it didn't say anything about it being like a Tim Burton or Netflix production. Like that wasn't on the brief. I remember it coming through from Sophie Holland, and usually like I check my briefs, check who's directing, watch some of their stuff, so I just know what I'm getting myself getting myself into, and trying to find the tone of the director. And yeah, there was none of that on there. And then out of the blue, I booked another entirely different job. And I remember my agent trying to make it so I could do both, because he was like, "Oh, and you also booked the other Tim Burton thing." And I was like, "What Tim Burton thing?" Because I would have remembered if I was auditioning for a Tim Burton thing. And yeah, the rest is kind of history. Like, it was really exciting. I was thrilled that I got the gig, and it was an incredible opportunity to work on. And then coming back again as the sheriff, like sort of getting this kind of bump up in title and responsibility was really exciting. Yeah, it just felt magical. It just felt magical.
Oh, that's great. And is this your first series regular role?
Yeah,
Your
yeah, this is
role as a series regular?
yeah, this is my first series regular role. Yeah, it's been good because I come from a theater background, so I've worked predominantly in theater in London on the West End and around. And yeah, this was sort of, and I've had like kind of like smaller roles and characters on various shows, but yeah, this was my first time having like a big old series regular. It's been really exciting.
Yeah, it's awesome. Lots more to come, I'm sure.
I hope so.
So I have kind of a silly question, but bear with me.
Of course.
If you had the chance to attend Nevermore Academy, what would your special power be?
Oh, what would special power be? There's so many.
You could have two.
Oh, okay, cool. If I can have two, that'd be fun. I think I would like being a vanisher. That feels really fun.
Yeah.
Uh, I think that'd be really fun because I get like my social battery runs out really quickly. So to be able to just like piece out of like any social interaction would be great. um, and oh, maybe like a shapeshifter, like Weems. I think that's quite fun. I think like being able to move through space and like not. I feel like it's the one that like allows you to get through so many limitations, much like being a siren. But like you get to just hide in plain sight, which is quite cool. I think I'm picking the very hidey ones. Yeah.
I love it. I think those are good ones.
Yeah.
Oh, if they were real.
Yeah, if they're real.
All right, next question. I'm going to move on to more nerdy stuff, and we're going to leave Wednesday behind. And I read that you were into D&D, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes, so much.
Right? You are? Okay, well, I have to admit, I mean, right off the bat, I have to admit that you probably should take my nerd card away because I'm not into it. I tried it once, tried
Yeah.
to add up the numbers on the die, and I'm like, no, no, this is way too hard. Uh, what got you into Dungeon? And really, for real, it was just a lot for me, and staying in character was tough. So, can you tell me what got you into Dungeons and Dragons, and what's your favorite part about role playing?
So, during the pandemic, we all had nothing to do. Just wanted to play D&D. And so I got myself a whole bunch of source books. And I just started like reading and posting about it. And then a friend of mine who I went to drama school with reached out because he wanted to start a podcast. And then we started a podcast, myself, Jasper, and Jeremy, and called Three Black Halflings, and we just played D&D all the time. And then I played D&D with my housemates, and I played D&D everywhere I went, and I just started playing D&D everywhere, and it was great. And that's all I did for the entire pandemic. I have so many dice. It's actually a problem that I'm running out of space to keep my dice, and I keep buying more. I love Dungeons and Dragons. I think I was really fortunate to come to Dungeons and Dragons when it was like in its fifth edition. I think if I'd come to Dungeons and Dragons like 2E, it would be so crunchy. I think that fifth edition has smoothed out a lot of the edges. Surely you'll get purists who are like, let's go back to being rules lawyers, but I personally play with the rule of cool. I prefer that much, much more. And then, then there's beyond D&D, just in the world of tabletop role-playing games, there's just a whole world of stuff. There's Thirsty Sword Lesbians, which is great, run on powered by Apocalypse system. There's Blades in the Dark. There's, Call of Cthulhu, which is really clunky as a system, but it's fine. It's still fun. Vampire the Masquerade, Eat the Reich. I'm just like looking around at all the stuff that I have like on my bookshelves. There's so much out there in the way of role-playing games, and then independent role-playing games for one, role-playing games for like smaller parties. There's a really fun like one-page role-playing game. I think it's just called Witch's Apprentice, and it's just on one page, and you play your witches like familiar, and you can be a cat, a fox. I decided to be a raccoon. My girlfriend, my partner, is running the game for me. It's going to be really fun. And a witch hunter has kidnapped or killed your witch, and then you avenge her spirit, and it's really fun. I just I think as an actor, like role playing games has always come kind of naturally to me because it's sort of my job. So like that's never really bugged me. I run a lot of games as well. I GM a lot. And I think that it depends on the table that you're with, because sometimes people it is difficult to role play, but you don't have to role play. You can just describe what you're doing. Nobody should like have to feel like they're sort of forced to like put on a silly voice or something if they don't want to. But as the table warms up, I try to coax all the role playing out of everyone. But I'm not GMing for a while because I'm sick and tired of being a forever GM, and I want to play. I want to roll dice.
Dang, see, that was one of the questions I was going to ask was, have you DM'd? I mean, that's a lot of responsibility. So I can see why, no, you just want to play.
Yeah, I mean, I love it because I love world building. Like I homebrew everything, so like I make up my own entire worlds. I used to play modules for a while. I'm just getting excited because I'm just getting really nerdy. I used to run modules for a while when I first started because I had no idea what I was doing, and then now I don't think I've run a module in Lord knows how long. Like everything is kind of homebrewed, and like one of my favorite settings that I homebrewed is based on the Mfecane, which translates to the crushing. When Shaka Zulu pushed out a lot of his neighboring tribes to sort of gain control of the region, also while the British colonizers were like encroaching around them as well. And I wanted to imagine into a world where what would have happened if the ancestors had intervened during British colonization, and what is like an African fantasy setting like. The Wagadu Chronicles is also a really great setting. It's made by this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful team of creatives with the most beautiful art book I've ever seen. It's stunning, and their team was kind of wanting to answer the question: what would Tolkien have written if he was African? And it's beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful settings I've ever seen, and I think everyone should really play it because it just brings so much rich culture and sensibility to a game that can feel very much like of the West. Like I think that for the longest time, that kind of thing has maybe been relegated to like a thing only a certain group of people can do, and it's really not. Like everyone has an inner nerd, and I think everyone bringing their sensibilities and their cultures and their backgrounds and their experiences. Oh, there's a TTRPG where you play as a K-pop band trying to like essentially catch a train to Busan. Like it's just great. Like it's amazing. It's so good. Anyway, sorry, I'm gonna stop rambling because I can talk about TTRPGs until the cows come home.
I don't think that could have been any more awesome of an answer.
Like my special interest.
Okay, you have encouraged me. I'm going to try it again. I am going to text my friend and I'm going to
Oh,
try it again.
so good. Transplanar are a great like actual play TTRPG group. They run like incredible games. I think they're currently running one where you're like, what's it called? Wild Sea. And like it's like this post apocalyptic world where you have ships, but the ships sail on like a forest of like an ocean of forest. It's incredible. It's so cool. But yeah, you're gonna have to interrupt me because I will never stop talking about DDRPGs. Like never.
Well, I think our viewers are going to enjoy every single bit of that. So thank you. All right, we will move on
Yeah.
back to, I want to ask you about your creative projects. Like you've got
Yeah.
a theater project and a short film project.
Yes, I've got a theatre project that I'm working on with a friend of mine, Pamela. Literally just had a meeting with her about that. That's going really, really well. We're excited about it. It's feeling like it's in a good place. It's set in African antiquity as well, kind of riffing on classical theatre, which is going to be quite fun. It's been a challenge to write, but we've really enjoyed it. Um, and then I need to start. Well, I'm not need to start. I need to like redraft. It's my final redraft on a short film that I'm working on. That is a proof of concept for like a post like a colonial ghost horror, but make it queer. That I'm working on that I think will be really really fun. But trying to like figure out how to make it not so damn expensive. But yeah, that's like the constant plight. But yeah, those are the sort of two projects that I'm working on that I'm really excited about. And yeah, most of the voice of Alawi on 2XKO, which is coming out.
Very
Um,
cool.
yeah, yeah, those are my things.
That's a lot, you know? I mean, I guess you've got to squeeze in your D&D when you can.
Yeah, it's been so long. I've just been watching Dimension 20. I've been watching Dungeons and Drag Queens because I need my fix.
Nice.
And I just need somebody to run a game for me. I've been trying to get someone to run a game for me for months.
Yes, someone run a game for them. All right, next. I wanted to, okay, we're going to get really personal. Well, it's not that personal, but I scoped out your Instagram and I'm totally into kitties and I am totally into gardens.
Yeah,
So first, the cat, and you
yeah,
named your cat Garlic Bread?
yes, my
Garlic
cat's
Bread, for real.
yeah.
Tell me about garlic bread.
Garlic Bread is my little murderer, and she's adorable. I've had several cats in my life, and I tend to, and like I tend, I mean, obviously I've had a lot of cats in South Africa, so my cats have always been outdoor cats, and I just didn't think that she would be such an efficient hunter, and I'm like, she really should be indoor because she is wildly efficient, and it's kind of scary.
Wow.
But it's okay. We ply her with snacks, and not too many animals were harmed. She is my baby. I love her. She's my world. She's adorable. But she's also terrifying. If she was any bigger than what she is, we'd all be dead. Like
Oh
I'm
my
really,
gosh.
yeah. I love her to bits.
Okay, yeah, she probably needs to be on Wednesday.
Yeah,
Cats.
yeah, yeah.
All right, then switching over to your garden. I'm totally into gardening. I have grown so many things. It's so much fun. And I could go to the store and it would be so much cheaper. But no, gardening is so fulfilling. Tell me about your garden.
So while I was actually shooting Wednesday, as my ADHD brain always does, I decided I wanted to start an entirely new personality and project, and I taught myself how to garden, in about 3 months. Then I just built up this raised bed outside, got a bunch of raised beds, put it all together before this growing season started. So I think it was all set up and finished by about January on my end when it's like I mean it's still frosty, but like the sort of like beds and stuff are out and all the good like manure is in. And then I made myself this little bookcase thingy where I started all of my seedlings and my tomatoes and my cucumbers and my courgettes. Courgettes grow like crazy. They just like sprout right up. So we just got like there's like tomatoes in there, cherry tomatoes, some bushed, some determinate tomatoes and some indeterminate tomatoes. We've got some big old beefsteak tomatoes, some Roma tomatoes for making pastes and sauces, and then there's cucumbers, aubergines. There's chilies, there's loads of courgettes, there's wildflowers, there's strawberries, there's sweet peas. What else? There's kale. What else is in there? A bunch of herbs, loads of herbs. I just like growing stuff and just like pootling around in there. And like it also brings so much wildlife into my garden. So there's always like butterflies flitting around. Oh, I grew flowers. I grew dahlias. Those really pretty. I grew some like bulbs. I grew tulips, all kinds of tulips and crocuses. And now I just have like my strategy with this year was like trial by fire, like just plant a bunch of stuff, see what you grow, see what doesn't grow, and take it from there. We grew potatoes as well. Those are great. Those came out really great. Yeah. So next year I'm gonna actually go in with like a plan. But
That is a lot. I thought that I had it.
really good
That
harvest.
was great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was my last question, but I'm gonna lead us off with one last tiny, tiny question.
Yeah.
Cake or pie? Cake or pie?
Pie.
Yeah?
Pie.
Okay. All
Pie.
right. I'd love to ask that. I'm a Supernatural fan, so I always have to know if it's cake or
Oh,
pie.
pie. Every
All
time.
right. Cool. All right.
Okay,
Well, again, this is Colleen with Nerd Alert News. Thank you so much for joining us today. And stay tuned for more interviews and make sure you watch Wednesday. It's coming back on September 3rd.
yeah. Amazing. Thank you guys.
Thank you.